Hello, 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 and welcome back to Snapdragon Cities. We are continuing to build Ashbury Dales here, and you'd find us in our industrial area. A little bit of traffic about, people showing up and putting their cars in their pockets as they head off to work at a very hideous coal power plant. Let's take a quick look around, remind ourselves where we are. So we are on the outskirts of town here, just over the railroad tracks from the bulk of our town, which isn't well named yet. We've got a couple of districts popping up: Belmont, Mulberry, Hemlock. Let's see if any of those end up being the name of this town. We'll work that out as we go. But we've got a list of things that we need to get done. Here are a couple of things we need to fix, a couple of things that we did in the last episode, a couple of things we didn't do in the last episode, and then just a couple of changes we want to make, and filling in some of the gaps in our town here. So we'll get right to it. First of those, we can see it here, can't we? Look, no more. We don't want any of those. They don't fit in. They're not right. They're not what we're trying to do. Go away. So with that done, let's move on to task number one. That is our power plant. Now, I don't like this power plant. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I've downloaded a couple of other power plants from the Steam Workshop. We're going to take a look at those in just a moment. So we've got some substations and some relay stations that will help us just kick power from one place to another. We've got a big old coal plant that we can't afford yet that produces far more power than we'll ever need, and some bits and bobs to go with that. The bit that we're going to work with though is this combined cycle power station. So gas and steam to produce more electricity than traditional simple cycle generation. That produces 48 megawatts compared to 40 at our coal power plant here, so we know that it'll be as much as our city needs. Upkeep on this just slightly cheaper than the coal, which makes sense because it's using less coal. So we're going to fly around our city randomly holding an electrical pylon, and then we're going to remember what we're here to do, and we're going to pause the game, because if we just trash our power plant with the game running, our city will notice. So we're going to pop this in. Wallop. Right, now one of the things I like about this asset, and I did try this out before we jumped into this episode, it's got this fantastic set of pipes that go over the road, and then it lands exactly on our water treatment plant. And so it gives the impression, doesn't it, that this power plant is somehow integrated with our water treatment centre, and the colour grading and it looks like it fits, doesn't it? Look, these panels here look kind of similar to these panels here, and so that works, doesn't it? That works. And from above, looks fine. Seems like a nice asset, nice decent resolution. Seems like it fits. So a couple of bits we want to do with this to make it feel like it's part of it. You wouldn't just concrete out this lovely little cross shape, would you? What we're going to do is we're going to find some fences that we like. So we've got that, and then we are going to try very hard to use our surface painter. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get as close as we can, and it's probably fine. We'll just run some trees. Okay, does that achieve the effect of making it look like it does it? No, we'll just fill in this little block. No, done. There we go. Right. Tick that off. Run the game. Watch on our City Vitals panel here. Electricity goes away, and then the electricity comes back. Voila. Right, we've got more than we need. We're not going to adjust the budget. We're not too worried about that. Let's check that everything is otherwise working as we want in our economy. Yeah, it's like we could turn this down a bit. Maybe we should. Maybe we will. There we go. 80%. Watch our City Vitals. I mean, it has almost no difference at all, doesn't it? So we could come a long way down from here. Let's just randomly choose any number that we can come up with here that will end up nice. There. What's happening with our sewage treatment? We turned our water down. We still just got infinite sewage treatment. Awesome. Well, that'll work. Cool. Carlsberg delivering the beers to the drugstore probably over there. Awesome. Right. Let's move on. Next on our list. schools. So if we look at our City Vitals panel here, which we like, and we've added a couple of bits too, because we've realised it has settings, elementary school availability is low. Now we've got our rather quaint village school over here with its nice little car park in here, which is also a fantastic place to turn around. If you are, cleaner that works it, so presumably they're turning around so they can get out their car and put it in their pocket, or if they finished for the day. No, they're done for the day and they are off. Good for them. So we've got this lovely little school here that is full. So we're going to need another one. We don't want to just place loads of the same school, and so we went to the Steam Workshop again, and we found a couple of assets. Now these are Toronto schools, but they do, to me, look very similar to UK primaries. So I went to they called it a junior mixed infants, which basically meant co-ed, so boys and girls from age 4 or 5 up to 11. And so the nice big schools with lots of space, but also not very inspiring architecture and just big grey blobs of school. So I've had a look at these and I like all of them, and I like this space here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to expand out into this space, and we're going to build a school over here. Likely we'll use this one. We've got a nice big space here. It's by the railway tracks, so it's probably not super valuable for residential development, but big old space, and so we'll use that for a school. And the way we want to do this, by building out here, we want the school facing onto the water, do we? Now, where are you most likely to... If you were taking a picture of the school and you wanted it to look fantastic for an Ofsted report or prospective parents to come move into your town, yeah, you'd want a nice overlooking the water onto the school and then fields in the back, wouldn't you? I've convinced myself of that, and so we shall proceed. Looks good to me. We don't need that much car parking for a junior school. It would just be the staff. The students can't drive, the teachers, parents can't stay, so maybe we'll just use some space here for a simple car park. Does that mean we'd want to make this connection here? No, we kind of do want to funnel the traffic through. So where's your car park coming from? Is it coming from here, or is it coming from here, or is it coming off here? It's coming off here. So one thing we're learning with these car park roads is they really want to be flat. Right, so let's make sure that all of these are at the same height. So we'll go into our Move It mod. The reason for that is that when we put our spaces on here, the spaces really want to be flat. Yeah, we probably could have a little additional bit for disabled parking. There, right, lovely. I can see this. Don't think I can't see this. I can see it. This is not me saying that the architecture of the British public school system is anything short of miraculous and inspiring, but it might remind me a little bit more of my school if it just had loads of concrete out the front. So we'll do that. It's the edges of the roadway network that are causing me problems here. So what I really want to do is get all of this in here, and I'm happy with all of that, and I can trim this up from this side. Then how do I just do a good job here? Just right, well, I think we know what's coming, don't we? I think we know what's coming. There's only one solution to a problem such as this. Big old line of trees, maybe just little bushes. 109 poly little bush. Let's see what that's saying for us. Do we want that along there? What's this little bush saying? Do we just want one? Propanity? Actual anarchy? Why am I not allowed to put this where I want to predict? What have I got stopping me? Tree anarchy must be. Log forestry, it's not a problem. Tree anarchy's on. Prop anarchy's on. I want to put it there. Fine. Okay, we'll leave it there. One little monument to our incompetence with the what's it called? Surface painter tool. Right, all of that done. We had the game on pause for a little bit too long. Let's unpause it so that we can keep things rolling. Mostly we want to keep the game rolling because we're here to play the game, not to sit the game on pause. And also because we need money to keep ticking in. Right, so is that the one we want? Do we want that one? Or do we want... this one seems all a little bit Newtown for me, so let's pop this one in. Bosh! Look at that. Look, fantastic. Modern, because it's got curves on it, so that's how we know it's modern, but also not too much money invested in it because, you know, it's all square and blocky and not super inspiring. But it's going to work absolutely fine. Absolutely fine for us. Right, they are going to want some water. Right, and then also I suspect we don't want the kids to have power lines running through their school field, which we haven't marked out, but we will. So what can we do about this? Well, we talked about this at the start. We've got these little relays, little substations. Seems reasonable to me that there might exist just a little substation by the school grounds. We can put a little fence around it and it'll be good. Maybe it sits there. Is that going to just grab enough of that power? I think it will. There. And then maybe actually we want these power lines to come this side of the road. It frees up some development space for us over here. If we did that, we'd probably also want a little relay to jump it onto, which we could put... I don't know enough about where these go, to be honest, so I'm going to put that there and just say, right, that gives me something to aim for with our power lines. And all is right with the world. We can now delete all of this because we don't need any of it. No, it's not quite right, is it? I think we're fine, folks. No, we're not. It's gone. Right, so do you want to know what's super realistic? Just moving where you're moving your water tower so that it's close enough to your power lines to nab a bit of electricity. That's got to be good enough. That's got to be good enough. I'm not having it. And we got power. There we go. Right. We're going to ignore that and move on. Right, so this school, there probably would in the end be a metal fence around the side to stop the kids running away. But instead we're going to just we'll put some trees. Maybe actually we'll use our tree brush. So if we go nice and small with the tree brush, have I got any brushes already? Small. I wonder what's in the small. Some nice small trees. Right, so let's get that a little bit smaller. Yeah, I think this is fine. Did we want to put a fence around this substation? We said we did. And what's changed? Nothing's changed. Oh, God, we saw this horrible fence here. We're not happy with the job we did here. I actually did some work with this off camera, I think. That is what it is for now. So we're hiding that behind a tree, are we? Right, so we'll do a couple of bits here. We want to find a little path to get to it. Now what we'll do, and then let's just use the same fence that we used. There we go. I love that. That's a fantastic asset, isn't it? Danger, electric shock risk. Danger, electric shock risk. Different design, same sign. Love it. At some point, some health and safety department said, no, one sign on the outside of the door is not enough. You need at least 5. And the department said, well, we've run out of the old signs. Okay, just mock up some new ones. Should we make them look like the old ones? No. Nope. Different is what we want here, please. Love this. Love this. I wonder if there's not another use for some of the do you have houses along here? We'll find out. It's not on today's plan. Right. Next thing we've got to do. God, this is awful, isn't it? This whole area. We didn't do a good job here, did we? So we're gonna change our plan. Let's back to drawing board. In fact, first of all, we're going to. Such is our distaste with our solution here. We're going to just unzone. Unzone. the whole thing. We're going to get rid of all of these paths. Whatever we were trying to do here, we didn't do well. This didn't have the right vibe at all. And this little park that we've created off to the side here, I don't know what we think I don't know what kind of place we think we're in here, but we do not have giant giant mounted heroes to honour in the only bit of public communal space that we have. In truth, in fact, we probably just wouldn't even have public communal space at this point. We'll get there. We're not there, so we won't have it. However, wonder what you think about this. I bet we'd have a petrol station in here. We've got a couple to choose from. We've got a small one like this, which I think is fine, and then we've got a slightly larger one, which I think is also fine. I think what we'll probably end up using is this one. Now, does that need to be? Is it going to tell us that it needs to be in a commercial zoned area? I did have some problems with this in the first episode. I think I fixed them. The game agrees. Patronus not a massive brand in the UK, but you know, we love petrol stations, so that's fine. And then also alongside it, what about a car wash? So we've got fantastic car wash set here, which I think looks great. It does have a slightly different texture on the ground. There's nothing I do about it. It does look like if I raised it up or down, it would fit better. My experience with this asset is that it does a bit, but it doesn't do everything you'd want. Oh, I can just put it on the ground. No, there we go. See, it all came back. And then just popping it underground just changes nothing that we want to change. So we are going to, what do we want to do? Do we want to put 2 terrain height? See, look, it looks like it wants to be just a bit higher, doesn't it? I wonder if any of these are the right height. We could go with that, but then look, it's floating. It's floating above the ground. Right, let's try again. Maybe if we... Right, so it's in the ground. The texture is different. This is all good. This house can't possibly think. Now, I don't want the surveyors to come out and start measuring stuff with their funny little cameras pointed at sticks. Is that the surveyors? I don't actually know that, but the guys with their sticks that point at their mates holding the cameras. But this looks much more realistic, doesn't it? Do we have any like nice bollards? Do we have any bollards? Bollard. What have we got here? Maybe on Wednesdays and Saturdays there are a few market stalls that come up here that sit in between these bollards, but because today is of course not Wednesday or Saturday, they're not here. And that leaves this here, which we can just make residential. If we're going to do that, we'll upgrade these roads, won't we? So let's take this one. If I do that, is it going to mess anything up? No. Awesome. So good. That's so much better. Right, and then if we put a nice little path between the two, we'll get 2 rows of 2 units. Two. Very good. Now, which one do we like at the moment? We're going to keep it nice and simple with just this normal path here. Right, so with that done, we can put some residential in here. We don't now have a shopping area, so I think probably what we'll do is swallow that district up, and we'll see what the folks at Belmont Park think of that. And then if we so chose, pop a few little shops here, couldn't we? Let's try that. It's so much better. It's so much better. I can't even. Yep, very happy with that. Is it? Do we want to just? Do we just want to just move it along a little bit? Can we? Why can't we? because we've deselected everything. There we go. These things, not that segment. Silly segment. There. Yes. Yes. Love it. People using the car park, people going into shops. This is so much better. So much better. Very happy. Very happy with that. Right, and so with that, then let's have a look at crime rate. Healthcare availability, none. We haven't put. Did we not? We didn't put any medical down at all, did we? Is there an option here for crime rate? Yeah, crime rate. Let's have a look. 9%. That feels super high. Right. So let's fix both of those problems. We're gonna take a slight detour from our original plan. I think maybe we might have finally found a use for the space here. What if we did that and then put a police station? What police stations do we have? Is this massive, this one? It is a bit big, isn't it? Is that going to be... If you lived in a house there and you saw this pop up, would you be apoplectic? You would. But not these guys. These guys delighted. Could not be happier at the police station that's been built in what I assume they considered to be their back garden. But that will teach them, will it not? Right, and then medical. Let's sneak down a little doctor's practice. It's got a little Lloyd's pharmacy attached to it as well. Look, this is awesome. Whitehall medical practice. Okay, Whitehall medical practice, you say? And then average living value 6. Yeah, I reckon we're gonna find a need to improve that over time. So Whitehall. That land value is much higher. There we go. There must be something dragging us down over here. Who knows what that might be? I wonder if these will help us. Are they in the... Right, okay. So maybe we do... So we've got this district here, which is just detached houses. So maybe this is just a slightly fancier part of town. There. Right, and then we've got the like original... Birch Hills just seems incredibly wrong. There are no hills. This main bit would just be Whitehall Village, then Whitehall Manor, or maybe Upper Whitehall, or there'd be some word that we're supposed to add to this. But this area now can be called Whitehall. Yay, Whitehall in the Ashbury Dales area of England. Here we go. We've still got some crime going on over here. The game's been paused though, so no surprise that these police officers haven't done their thing yet. Lovely. So I think in terms of just traffic planning for the city, we're not doing too bad. We've got lots of different ways in. There are very few places where you can get trapped if you're trying to travel to somewhere. There are some cul-de-sacs, but they are residential cul-de-sacs, and so we are not too worried about that. It makes it not super easy for emergency services, but we don't have very many cul-de-sacs off cul-de-sacs, so we should be fine. It should be absolutely fine. And then the other bit that was on my list for the episode today was to do some paths. So we've now got this little road here, and we've got this big gap in between here, which we left, and I think we said at the time that'd be good for a path. And so we could join up from the fire station to the police station, ironically enough, with a path that would run through there. So let's do that. So, did we like that small tree brush? Do we want to just stick some trees around this path? I think that's going to look think it's going to look absolutely fine. Dare we say actually good. So let's just fill in some of the space here. I love this brush because it's not, you don't want them to look like you did them just all in a line, but you do kind of want some control over where they go and a bit. So maybe if we just add a slightly bigger brush, we're getting a few more trees in here. I'm not getting quite enough of the large trees for my taste here. Maybe that's just because there's not enough room for them, or maybe it's because the brush has got too many of the small ones in it. What else we got? I've got a brush called Big Trees. So I wonder what will happen if we... Nothing, because we've got these. So let's take these away and let's replace it with some Big Trees. Yeah, so let's get the strength up a little bit. Let's see if we can't force a few more big trees along this part in particular. We've got a nice big space here. And then maybe for now, let's just... Ooh, yeah, that was a bit more than we wanted. So let's turn the strength down on that. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Lovely. We'll end up removing these as soon as we want to develop on it, but for now, just makes it seem like our roads were built around the trees. And that makes us seem good at the game. Awesome. Right. Yeah, I think this is just going to forever be a kind of industrial and utilities area. Those things could be separate. We could have a industrial works campus and an industrial zoned area. We probably won't. Not here, at least. Maybe we'll do that somewhere else. And who knows what we'll do when the city is a bit bigger. And then we want to start doing some agriculture as well. This land is just begging to be farmed, isn't it? And a lot of trees here just begging to be forested, cut down. But I think we're doing a really good job here. I love the change that we've made here. This was sticking out like a sore thumb at the end of the last episode. Now we've got a wonderful little area for some shopping. If you want to bet on some sports, buy a sandwich, get your hair done, support the Life charity, it would seem. Or what's this? Is this an estate agency? What on earth is 3? We get any clues from this? Oh, it's a cafe, bistro, bar, or does that say cattery? Is it supposed to say catery? Is that a thing? I don't know, but it is closed, so we don't need to worry about that. And I'm not sure that we'll get very far in Subway because it would seem that they've left their high chairs by the front door, so perhaps that's closed as well. But the folks from Gin Intermodal have come to make a delivery, so I'm sure their patrons will be absolutely well served. And that might be about it. What is this? We've got crime on our long... Man. What does the game propose I do about this? How is there even a person out there? Yep. My understanding of what the Sims do in this game is forever tested. I must admit, I did think they kind of didn't exist until they arrived to travel through the squares of your map. But here we go. There's someone doing some robbing or doing some vandaling or something over at the big monument. I think we've done some really good work in this episode. So we've got rid of our awful coal power plant, replaced it with probably an equally environmentally awful power plant, and we're going to pretend that the steam that it generates over here makes this slightly less toxic. It's a different color as well, isn't it? So yeah, this is slightly less toxic because we say so, and it probably is as well, right? That's great. We've also popped our school in here, which we're happy with. We do even have some people parking. We've definitely overdone it on the parking. There is a traffic manager setting that allows us to do more realistic parking. I have heard people say that it causes some frame rate issues, so I'm not desperate to turn it on yet. When our town gets a little bit bigger, maybe I will, and we can test it out for ourselves, viewers. Let's see about that. We updated our shopping area. What was previously Mulberry Shops is now just an extension of Whitehall Manor. We've got some fantastic new residential work in here where we had some frankly not very great high street models. Now we've got some better ones here, better lined up, happier with where they are, along with a petrol station and an attended car wash. There's one very like this very near me, so I know this very well. And then what else did we do? We sorted out our districts, so this area is now Whitehall. So Whitehall Village, Whitehall Manor, and Whitehall River. So I assume we'll call this the Whitehall River. That doesn't seem like a fantastic name for the river. Maybe it's just the White River doesn't sound correct at all, because it's clearly not. It's not moving fast enough to have white water in it, and it's clearly blue. Whatever. So we've done that, and we've filled in this kind of strange gap that we had with a lovely path with some trees to help our Sims get from the doctors to the fire station, which is a journey I imagine not many of them will make, and there probably are some connections that we need to make through here. But for now that's fine. We were just filling in a gap in our city. So up next, we are going to be moving into agriculture. So we'll probably use some space over here. We don't need another square just yet. We are going to hope to get to Busy Town as well, and we're going to get some public transport on the go. So all that being said, let's take a quick tour around the things that we've done today, and then wrap it up. And there you have it. So the end of episode 3 here at Ashbury Dales on the Snapdragon Cities channel. So you're looking now at Whitehall Manor petrol station. So you might have noticed the tractor parked in the disabled bay. Now there's no reason at all, of course, why a disabled parking bay user wouldn't also drive a tractor. But it does strike me as a little bit odd. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. Fantastic. But by the by, we've done a lot of good work in this episode, feeling really good about where we are with the small village of Whitehall in Ashbury Dales. If you think so too, give us a like on the video, and don't forget, if you leave a like, to leave a comment to let me know what it was you liked about it. While you're there, subscribe to the channel so that you can keep track of what we're doing here in Ashbury Dales, and hit the notification bell to make sure you stay up to date and don't miss episode 4 and beyond. That said, look forward to joining you on episode 4, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care and goodbye.